Welcome once again to Let's Talk Marriage. This is Pastor Larry with Let's Talk Marriage. Welcome once again. I hope everyone is doing well. If you woke up this morning, you are doing well. All right. Let's get right on into our subject on today. Our subject on today is show her some love. Now, the week before last, we talked about intimacy in the marriage. This week, we're going to be talking about showing her some love. All right. Colossians 3:19 tells us, husbands, to love your wives and don't be bitter against them. You know what? We have some of these, especially folks that have been married for a little while. You know, things tend to get stale. You get so used to each other. You know, because before you when your first few years of marriage, I would hope it started out. Your first few years of marriage, you was always gazing in each other's eyes, and you were just so loving on each other. You walk by and put your hand on their shoulder like that, and touch their head and stuff, touch their hair and stuff, and whisper in their ears, "Love you, baby. I love you." You know, and then as the years go by, you know, and then it's another one. When she goes somewhere, you go along with them. You're just so proud to be there, right there, standing by your lady, your wife, your woman, and some folks, my old lady. You know, you're just so proud to be with them. You know, and then as the years go by, and then you just things just get stale, and then all you doing is just complaining about everything. Everything she does, you got something to say about it. You ought to cook it like you used to. You ain't have no love in that food. What are you talking about? You got to show some love in a marriage. You got to keep the fire there. You got to keep that flame lit. Don't let it die out. And we just complaining about everything, when you never take her out, used to go out, take her out all the time, even if it's just to run and get some ice cream or something, or just to walk around the mall. You would go somewhere where, you would just walk along. Years ago you would go and you would walk in the park and, holding hands and stuff. And, you made the marriage fun. And see, we've taken the fun out of marriage. We real quick to say, marriage is a lot of hard work. It's hard to be married. It's just making, no wonder folks don't want to get married. You run around talking about, marriage is hard. No, we make it hard. Because before you got married, when you were seeing that person, you always found a way to enjoy each other. And that's all I'm saying today is find a way to enjoy each other. If you want, if making fun of each other, fun, we're having fun with each other by making fun of each other when you're together, just go ahead and do it. Look at you, you make fun of it. Just make it fun. We try to make everything hard. Just like the same thing with salvation did. We just make salvation hard. Salvation is not hard. Just live right. That's all it is. And just like marriage is not hard. Just do what you got to do. And we know what to do, especially if you've been married for over a year and 2 years and up. You know what's going on and or what you're supposed to do. Sometimes you forget. You don't always remember. I'll be the first to say I don't always remember to open the door. And a lot of times I don't remember to open the door because sometimes my wife grabbed the door and open it. I have to say, let me get the door. Let me get the door. But, after a few years, especially when you've married for a few years, you know each other. So there's no reason to be not enjoying. No, there's no reason not to enjoy each other. Marriage is it's what you make it. If you make it hard, oh, that woman, I just don't understand women. You know how men always say, we ain't supposed to understand women. It's two different, that's male and female. That's why God made them that way. And he made them complicated like that. So we can sit down and think before we say something. Because, if you say something a certain way, why you yelling? And to us, we might not think that we yelling. But to them, to our spouse, we're yelling, when you get there, talking crazy and stuff, but we're supposed to enjoy each other when we're married. That's why God ordained marriage. So a man don't have to be alone and sleeping on the couch and stuff and just being lonely, looking crazy, So he put couples together. So when you have a spouse, you're supposed to enjoy your spouse and stop all that complaining, And some of us don't buy our wives nothing. Don't you already have that? They ask for a pair of shoes. You got to count the ones she got in there. Let's see. You want another pair of shoes? Yeah, you got those shoes. I ain't never seen you wear those shoes. It don't matter. If she want another pair of shoes, get another pair of shoes. That ain't no child. Just treat them like they kids, The Bible said, love your wives. Husband loves your wife. Ephesians 5:25. Husbands, love your wife as Christ also loved the church. So we're supposed to love on our wives. Just show them some love. Just love and affection. We get to the point where it's just a roommate. And it should not be just a roommate, And you just together for religious purposes, Because it's better to married than to burn. Yeah, it's better to married than to burn. But then you fool around and have that attitude all the time, your marriage won't last long. So what we want to do is have longevity in our marriages. In order to have longevity in our marriages, we have to learn to work together and listen to each other. A lot of times we get into crazy arguments because we're not listening to each other. And it's not an easy thing to listen. There's an art to listening. Yeah, I once heard a professor say that one time. He said there's an art to listening. Everybody can't listen because most of the time when we listen, we hear what we want to hear. Just like in church. Preacher get up and preach about something. We hear what we want to hear. Half the stuff he said we don't even. That's why it don't pay to be long with him. Because half the stuff you say, ain't nobody gonna listen to that. You got to get their attention. Just like in a marriage, you have to get your spouse or keep your spouse's attention. There's nothing wrong with always loving them, always whispering in the ear, saying really beautiful things about her and stuff. It's nothing wrong with that. Just making her feel wanted, just making her feel loved, and we we got to make everything religious. Praise the Lord, honey. Praise the Lord. Let us pray together. There's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes you just got to let loose, with your spouse. Enjoy each other. Have fun with each other. There's nothing wrong with laughing with each other. And marriage is hard. It's hard being married. I've been married over 33 years, and it is not hard. I made it hard, or we made it hard in the beginning. But as you grow, that's why you have to grow in love. You fall in love, you walk in love, and then you grow in love. It's just simple as that. Because when you fall in love, that's the point where you make the point of contact. That's when you discover that there's a chemistry between each other, and God puts that chemistry between a couple, and that's why He said, "He that find a wife find a good thing." And when you find that person that's supposed to be your soulmate, you're just not looking for a roommate. You're looking for a soulmate. And when you have a soulmate, you're going to enjoy each other. And that's when you learn, that's when you fall in love. And after you fall in love, you begin to walk in love together. It's not behind every good man, there's a good one. Beside every good man, there is a good woman beside him. And you walking beside somebody, you can see the front, you can look back and see their back too. That's how you have their back. Now, if you walking behind them, only thing you're going to see is what's behind them. But if you walking beside them, you're going to see the future. You're going to see what you came through, because all you got to do is look back and see where you both came through. And then as you walk side by side, you'll see where you are going to. And that's another thing that couples don't do. They don't see where they're going. And you have to know where you're going. That's when you begin to walk in love. And then as you begin to walk in love, you grow in love. And when you grow in love, both of you know each other. You have fun with each other. There's nothing wrong with laughing with your wife and laughing together, just enjoying each other. We had opportunity to counsel a couple, and I always compliment how they have fun with each other, and it's a rare thing. You don't see it, especially with church folks. They think everything got to be real serious and stiff neck marriage. That's what I used to call it, one of them stiff neck marriages. Yes, honey. Instead of calling her honey or baby, you got to call her sister. Now, sister, you need to get that. And she got to call you brother or pastor or whatever. You call you by your title. What kind of mess is that? Even if you're around folks, if you used to call them honey, just call them honey. Some folks will say, "Oh, that's so cute." Yeah, we just make everything just seem so hard, and it's not hard at all. Ephesians 5:25 says, "Husbands, love your wives." And Colossians 3:19 again, "Husbands, love your wives, and be not bitter against them." Sometimes we just get, especially when the folks that have been married a long time, they get bitter with each other, and and they can't even sit in a room with each other. They have to sit in different rooms, and I can't stand that way look how he just chewing that like that. Ugh, I can't stand it. What kind of mess is that? You need to go back and find what you loved about that man and what you loved about that woman, the reason why you got together. Go back to that, because when you first was seeing each other before you got married and you decided to take that journey together. It's a journey together. You fell in love with each other, and when you fall in love with someone, that's setting the pace, the path that you're going to be taking. And when you take that path and that journey together, there's nothing wrong with enjoying each other. And a lot of married couples don't enjoy each other. They complain all the time, and everything. You fix food for them, they complain about that. Fix breakfast for them, they fix that. Start counting the ones that. Stop counting the shoes that she already had when she asked for some shoes, or when she asked for anything. Don't be that. Oh, you already got that. Get it. Spoil. It's nothing wrong with spoiling your wife. I tell anybody, there's nothing wrong with spoiling your wife. And I'll be the first to say my wife always spoiled me. Anything I think I want, I come home and she'll have it there. I'm like, oh, you didn't have to do this. You know how you do that. You didn't have to do this, baby. But so that's why I try to do that for her. And like when we at the mall or something, and she looking at me, I was like, go and get the purse, girl. And what she does is, out of respect, is when she sees something she wants, she'll call me. She says, "Oh, I saw this, so and so, whatever it is, and I was thinking about getting it. Should I get it?" It's like, just get it, just get it. And I'd be the first to say that I like spoiling my wife, and and I love the fact the way she looked when I always tell her I love her, because I just tell her that all the time. She wake up in the morning like this. Girl, you looking good. I love you. And sometimes she be kidding around with, "Now what you want?" And she be knowing I don't really be wanting nothing. I just like telling her that. When she looking off, sometimes she'll see me just looking at her. Like, why you staring at me? And I always just like looking at you. Buy her some shower her with gifts, and you shower your spouse with gifts and stuff. Surprise them sometime. Don't wait for a special occasion. I'm talking to myself too. So don't wait for a special occasion to buy some flowers. Just bring home some flowers or something. And most of the time when you see people in the store, especially guys, you see it with some flowers. You thinking to yourself, now what'd he do? He did something. That's why he got all them flowers. Which is most of the time is true. They've done something, so that's why they bringing flowers on. Or, like it's a holiday or a special occasion, Valentine's Day or Sweetest Day or something, you bring home some flowers and stuff. But, just bring home, for no reason at all, just bring home some flowers. Just because. You love your wife just because. Just like Christ loves us just because. You love your wife the same way just because. And keep the flame in your marriage. Keep the fire burning. And show her some love, fellas. Take her out sometime. Don't just go around the corner to Wendy's or something. There's nothing wrong with that. Like in the middle of the day, you want to have lunch together. But every once in a while, spend a little money. Stop being so stingy and so cheap. Oh, we're going to get that meal deal that buy one, get one free. Sometimes you got to spend a little money. Go to somewhere where you have to sit down and somebody bring you some food instead of you going up there with a tray. That's the only time you take your wife out, is if you go to a place where you got a tray. We gonna go to the buffet. Love to take them to that, but you don't mind going to that buffet and sit there and just pile that plate a mile high. And plate so high you have to hold it with two hands, one on the bottom, one on the top, so the stuff won't fall off. You don't mind doing that. But then when you go to a sit-down place, because a lot of times them sit-down places, they give you a lot of food. I mean, they give you so much, so that's no excuse. Folks that like to eat. So make sure you take your wife out, show her some love, fellas. Show her some love. This is Pastor Larry. I'm going to be signing off, and make sure that we keep the fun in our marriage because God ordained marriage. This is Pastor Larry signing off and saying, till we meet again on Let's Talk Marriage. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.